And welcome back to Good Morning America. There you see some chilling new video out this morning from Paris. People coming out of that theater, the Bataclan Theater, where there had been a hostage situation. One of 6 sites attacked in the heart of the French capital.
And this is that explosion at the soccer stadium. You can hear it. At least 127 people killed. We're hearing that hundreds more wounded in the second major terror attack inside Paris this year. ISIS has claimed responsibility. And this morning, we're learning that a Syrian passport was found on one of the 8 terrorists. And George, this is the 3rd major attack that ISIS has claimed responsibility for in just the last couple of weeks.
In just the last couple of weeks, and the French President Hollande this morning declaring war on ISIS. As Paula said, I'm George Stephanopoulos here with Paula Ferris for a special edition of Good Morning America. Paris under attack. And Paula, this is an entire country right now in a state of emergency.
Terrifying images all across it. ABC's Matt Gutman is on the scene of one of those attacks in Paris. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Paula. We have some breaking news right now. We are learning that Americans were in fact injured in at least one of these attacks. We're not sure where. It could possibly be in that theater behind me that was packed with up to 1,500 people when those terrorists stormed it. That was part of a group of 8 suicide attackers, essentially wearing suicide vests, armed with AK-47s and grenade, attacking 6 separate locations in a perfectly coordinated attack. One was near the Stadium of France. The other was in a very, very busy restaurant district, attacking people just having dinner. And of course, the other was right here at that theater where the band Eagles of Death Metal was having a concert. People taken hostage there. At least 80 dead in that site right behind me. And what a horrific thing it must have been. There are still dried blood in the streets around memorials here. A makeshift hospital was set up right behind me, and hundreds and dozens of people were lowered down from the 2nd floor. Now, French authorities are still trying to find those responsible, saying that there are likely accomplices out there somehow. They have mobilized 1,500 additional troops fanning out across this city and the country. And for the first time in years here in France, we're told that curfews might actually be happening. French people are told to stay off the streets as much as possible right now. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks very much. Let's bring in our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross. And Brian, we just heard Matt say the search for accomplices right now. The French police believe they got all 8 attackers, but this could have been a huge network.
Absolutely, and they believe it was a huge network, planned from the outside, but carried out inside France with people who are likely French.
And that is some conclusion already reached by the French President Hollande. He's saying this was planned from the outside. It is ISIS, and he's declaring war.
Exactly, squarely figuring ISIS as responsible. And ISIS, in the last few hours, has issued statements of responsibility in Arabic, in French, in Russian, and in English. Their social media propaganda is going full steam.
Now, we would imagine they would do that even if they didn't direct this attack.
But in this case, they have specifics they say were part of their operation. They identified 8 people, 8 brothers, and they talk about the targets they chose, the soccer game, because it was their enemies, France and Germany. And the rock concert, they call that a party of perversity. That's why it was chosen, and they say this is only the beginning of the storm.
And it's not even the beginning, as Paula just said. We've now seen this is now the 3rd attack in just the last couple of weeks.
That's right. The alleged bombing of the Russian jetliner in Egypt, the bombing in Beirut, and now this. In each case, ISIS has claimed responsibility.
Okay, Brian Ross, thanks very much.